All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. It's time once again to go over the latest and greatest crypto gaming news in the space. And of course, the markets are being spicy today, which we'll be touching base on as well. I've been of the opinion that I think we're starting to get to that point where you look at these thumbnails and you're like, oh, this is the next 50x, 100x crypto gaming play. And while there is some truth to this, I'm sure there are going to be plenty of crypto gaming plays that will inevitably end up 100xing. It's going to come to this point where there are so many of them that I'm not saying that we're oversaturated for the amount of liquidity currently in the industry, but it feels like everybody is taking advantage of the fact that there's money in Web3 gaming as a niche to just throw out a million different tokens. So today I wanted to shed light on some of the crypto gaming plays that I'm currently looking at. Of course, inevitably so, you should be doing your own research on these plays. For one, I'm not going to be buying all of these plays. If I am, I'm going to be disclosing whether or not I am going to be grabbing these. And even if I'm grabbing them, I've been wrecked pretty hard in the past before, and I've of course won in the past as well. So goes both ways. That's just how the crypto gamba machine goes. If you enjoy this kind of content, as always, like and subscribe. I hope you guys are doing great. Wonderful Monday morning, especially because we got some juicy Bitcoin news, but we'll be touching base on that later. By the way, we have just launched our brand new newsletter called Rewind. Our first issue recently came out 3 days ago. So if you're trying to get up to date with the crypto gaming industry, then check the link in the description below for Rewind. Very simple. I'm not asking you for anything, just your email so that we can go ahead and send it over to you. And that is going to be Rewind. And yes, I do put some of my top plays on there as well. So let's get into the hype for crypto gaming launches. First one is very obvious. It's Pixels Online. This is on the Ronin network. They're having their Play to Airdrop 2.0, which has ended. For people that think there's going to be a third one, there's not. It's going to be just Pixels. We've talked about this before, and that's the first one I wanted to go ahead and just throw it at you, just so you can know that Pixels is going to be coming. And the focal point for this conversation specifically, if I can go ahead and actually show you, I do not, I'll check your message right after this. I promise, is because the Pixels Online farmland has been mooning. Like I'm talking about, these things are going crazy parabolic. I mean, just a couple months ago, they were worth what, 0.2, 0.1-ish. Now they're almost at a 10x on just NFTs. And Ethereum, by the way, has also risen during the same time period. So they've been doing crazy good. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been playing quite a bit of Pixels Online as well. And I'm debating buying one of these, but it's just like, each one of these is $4.5 grand. I might end up copping one of these, especially with the prices of crypto gaming nodes these days. But it's something I'm exploring right now, and Pixels farmland has been mooning, which I suspect is going to translate into the Pixel token also having a metric ton of hype. That's just what it seems to be doing. Right now, we had a negative catalyst for Axie Infinity because people did not like how Axie Infinity Homeland ended up working out to be. So a lot of people are going to Pixels Online right now and buying the land there instead. So we'll see if that ends up paying off for them. But for now, there's a ton of hype right now on Pixels, and this has to be probably the top launch that I'm looking at for right now. So the next thing is Mon. Now this is Pixelmon's token. They're having a community pre-sale right now, tons of waitlist codes. I am trying to get my own, obviously, right? If you can find someone that has a waitlist code, then go ahead and grab it. I haven't found someone yet. I'm sure there are people in this universe that have it. I think if you hold a Pixelmon, you'll also be able to get these. Guaranteed lots are given to Pixelmon and Golden Trainer NFTs and are tied to their rarity. The distribution of guaranteed spots is not fully indicative of a future reward distribution. So Mon is probably going to be really hyped. Pixelmon has been doing really well for a very long time. So this one's on my radar 100%. If I can get into it, I will get into it. That's all I have to say right now. Let's get C-Money. Look at AOF verse. AOF versus FUD is interesting. I'll touch base on free mints actually. Why don't we just do that right now? So free mints right now are struggling. There are too many crypto gaming mints going on. Just like the beginning of this video when I was talking about crypto gaming tokens, the idea that a lot of these crypto gaming projects are having in terms of DD on launches is they've been waiting for 2 years now during this bear market to have a time to be able to launch. And so now we're getting to the state where the market has finally produced some form of liquidity for people to get into the markets. They're taking the opportunity to just throw out everything. So we're seeing a ton of crypto gaming mints, a ton of free mints coming out. But the issue is we haven't really seen a successful token airdrop since probably the meme land days. It's been a while since we've had a token airdrop coming from a crypto gaming mint. So what I would say from this all is what is likely to be the play for free gaming mints right now is taking profit on launch, because it seems like a lot of people are just flipping these. The hype is a little bit overbearing. There's too many of them right now. In the future, I'm sure some of these token airdrops are going to be a success, and then the token airdrop meta is going to become bigger. But the fact that a lot of these crypto gaming mints are delaying their mints is never a good thing. It's never a good thing. And you could really see it translate with the floor price across the board with crypto gaming mints. I haven't really seen a single crypto gaming mint that has really held its floor strong over the course of the past couple days, probably, is when it all really hit Overworld Incarna and some of these other collections. So what I essentially did was just take profit on all of them. I mean, let's be honest. Finish your food. Listen, I'll finish this later. You guys are more important. It is delicious, though. It's so what this is it's picadillo. If you guys know what it is, picadillo with quinoa. I'm trying to be healthier, so I'm trying not to go out. What I was doing for the longest time was I was going to like Panera Bread, and I was going to Chick-fil-A and all these different places, and I was gaining that chunko, right? But I'm starting to lose weight. I'm just eating at home, doing some exercise. I've been trying to go to the sauna more. There are health benefits for going to the sauna multiple times. I think that they said that if you went to the sauna 5 to 7 times a week, your risk of mortality ending diseases is 60% lower. So it's much lower. So if you're not going to the sauna already, then you sure as hell should go ahead and focus on that. You're trying to focus on crypto games? Well, yeah, you know, we abandoned the DeFi space just for crypto gaming. I have a lot more passion for gaming. A lot of people will be confused because we don't play a lot of games here, but I am really good at video games. In fact, I did a tweet like today. If you are a content creator listening to this right now, I'm calling you out. Any founders, if you wanted an opportunity to get the smoke on Lee Sin Mint, I'm down for that. My DMs are open. I'm down. You know, if you think you have what it takes to fight the best gamer in Web3, I'm always down for it. But anyway, let's get back into the video. The next one is Heroes of Mavia. This is for the people that don't want to spend money. Maybe you do want to spend money, so this might be for you too. Disclosure, I have closed something with Mavia. I am doing advisory. I'm also a holder of their lands, and probably when their token comes out, obviously I'm going to have tokens as well. So there's your disclosure there if you were wondering. With this being said, there's a good reason I closed this deal. I think Mavia has an awesome game. They have a very good product. I put a lot of hours into this stuff. So Scrice is absolutely killing it with Mavia. For the information that you need to know, there's not a lot of time left before this token launches on iOS and Android. This is a crypto mobile game. If you are a free-to-play player, all I've got to say is I'm sure, you know, the play to airdrop meta is going really hot right now. There's probably going to be something spicy there. And then their token, which is the Mavia token, is going to be launching February 6th. When it comes to token launches, here's my strategy. I do not buy the day of the launch. I think that buying the day of the launch, it's too volatile. We don't actually know what the real FTV should be. The market hasn't really decided. So typically speaking, what you want to do is either take the gamble and buy on the day of, or you want to wait, at least from my experience, right? Do your own research. You know, everybody has a different trading strategy. I like to wait 2 weeks to a month after a launch for some kind of floor to establish itself, and then I'll get into it. A great example of this was Inspect XYZ. We got into Inspect XYZ, and this token had a pretty crazy rise very recently off of some BNB news, and they got into like a million other different places. But this token, when it launched, it went from 19 cents all the way up to 30 cents, pretty much day of. And then it cratered all the way back down to 20 cents. You would have gotten completely wrecked. Versus had you waited a couple weeks, you would have bought in this little range of 16 cents to like 20-ish cents. And obviously, you know, you wouldn't be up much right now, but it's a lot better than buying all the way up here at 30 cents. Because the hype when you launch something is usually pretty crazy. A raspa flavor? Nah. Influencers like Dingling. Wait. Maybe I'm interested in this. What is the fun? Dumped 143 AOF first founders. Holy crap. I usually just let NFTs in my wallet go to zero, but teams like this that don't appreciate their community don't belong in Web3. Oof. Oof. What happened? Oh my god. Oh, this happened too. Apparently people are saying that the Sky Art guys are completely dead. I haven't read this, but a lot of people are saying that this is unlucky. This is an unlucky thing, which in turn is getting laid off today. Yeah, I don't know what happened with AOF first, but I saw the floor prices absolutely die. I'm talking about like it fell off a bridge and did not come back. So I don't know what the heck happened here, but that's a toughie. That's a toughie. And it just goes to spell the crypto gaming mint thing I was talking about. Like, if you're getting into a free crypto gaming mint, if I am giving you a free crypto gaming mint, because we are doing that, we've given people thousands upon thousands of dollars worth of free crypto gaming mints over the course of this month alone. If you win one of my whitelists, right, and you're getting into it, which if you're not, go to my Twitter. We give those away all the time. We just did a Haven's Compass one. We're going to be doing a Metadose one for today. This is actually, I will show you right now for everybody that is interested. This is Metadose. It is being incubated by Cetify. Some people are calling it a lyre flip. Other people are calling it hype as heck. It's a free gaming mint, and these are guaranteed spots that I am going to be giving away, as well as FCFS spots, which are not as hype, but kind of is what it is. If you want to get an opportunity of getting one of these, for now, you're going to have to follow my Twitter. Next week, we are going to be launching our official crypto gaming Discord. We will be giving away those whitelist spots there. And trust me, if you're early, then you have a much higher chance of winning all of these juicy whitelist spots that will be worth thousands of dollars, even on launch, probably. I mean, the MB ones that we got were literally worth $1,000 each. So very, very spicy. Might as well earn while you're playing and investing in Web3. 100%. Ethan is having an AMA there. I'll check it out later. If you message me, I'll look through it. I'll look through it really quick, just for you, just because you're goated. But anyway, that's kind of like my take on AOF verse. Let's get into some more tokens here. We've got Storm Warfare, which Storm Warfare is also going to be launching very soon. This is a project incubated by Cetify. Excuse me. So my take on this Jan token is, I don't know how to feel about this one, because if you go to Storm Warfare's NFT collection, you're going to see, well, where is this thing? Hold on. Storm Warfare General Commander. They're commanders or something like that. Storm Warfare, is it this? Storm Warfare. Why can't I find the Genesis collection for this? I swear, listen, I had one of these things. Storm Warfare Genesis. Is it this? I think question mark? Okay, I'm not even gonna bother showing this. I have no idea what happened here. But yeah, so Storm Warfare Genesis ones, I had these. The floor price was like 0.11, 0.12. I'm not really sure what happened here, why there's no floor price here or something like that. But yeah, that was really hype for a little bit, but then the floor price kind of catered. So I'm not sure what to take from Jan. I'm probably going to wait the 2 weeks to a month before grabbing this token. I played the game and it's not bad at all. I think the NFTs, they don't look that good. Like, the art's not very good for the NFTs, but I do think that the game itself, it was fun. I actually played probably 10 hours worth of that game during the tournament. So we'll see what happens there, but we'll see. Anyway, next thing, Mixmob. Mixmob is announcing their TGE February 1st. Now, if you are a person that doesn't want to miss this thing, they do have a Magic Eden collection. And this Magic Eden collection is called Mixbots. I actually minted one of these, disclosure time, at 2.2 ETH, right? 2.2 ETH. Wow, that's a big number. 2.2 Solana. 2.2 Solana. I think it was $250 or something like that. And so these Mixbots have gone up. Obviously, they're at 5 Sol right now. I have 5 of these little puppies, and these are supposed to have allocations to their MXM token. So if you're trying to get in on what is a pseudo public pre-sale, then buying these Mixbots is the wave. Right now, they have decent volume, nothing too crazy. They do have coverage on Decrypt and some of these other places. If we get a Solana run, then I think this one's going to be good. And in my opinion, this is an actual good project. So I put my money behind this one, and we shall see. We shall see where this one goes. Klee Games. I'm wishing the Klee guys good luck. A Flappy Bird play to earn game. How are they doing that? I actually know the people that own the Flappy Bird IP. In fact, it's the Digital Asset News boys. It's Rob. He's the one with the Flappy Bird. He's the one with the Flappy Bird. The actual Flappy Bird. So I'm hyped for him building that out for sure. Thoughts on Mixmob? And we just talked about it. I still think the value is good. I don't think it's bad at all. It's a decent risk to reward. I'm not saying that this is like guaranteed or anything, but for risk to reward on launch, Mixmods are not bad. They're not bad at all. I would say that if I was interested in Mixbots, now is probably the time. That's all I'm going to say. Thoughts on Cornicopias? Cornicopias, I think, has had a bit of a correction. It's probably down like around 50% from its all-time high. I still think the project's good. I think that the game, it's kind of like Star Atlas, if you think about it, where they're going to be building their game off of segments instead of just throwing it all out at once, which I think is good. I actually am bullish on Star Atlas because of that. I think of Copy very similar to how I think Star Atlas is. They kind of know how the economy works, but they're just still so early on that it's hard to pinpoint what fair valuations could be for Copy. I think the file node idea, innovative. I like it. File nodes are something that hasn't been done in the space yet. I would love to see the data behind whether or not it's actually useful. Maybe in the future we'll see that as the game continues to grow in DAU. But for now, it's a guessing game. I do like the Cornicopia's team, though. I've spoken to them before, and I'm always willing to work with them if they want to in the future, because I think Copy's a game that I would actually play, right? I played the racing one, and the racing simulator is really nice. It is really nice. If you haven't checked it out already, I'm not sure if you need to hold a Copy thing to access the game, but if you look up gameplay on YouTube, Cornicopias looks really good. It looks really good, and it's fun. It's fast. All kinds of different stuff you've got to do. Anyway, the next thing. So we've got Aether Games here. They are officially going to have their TGE in late February. This is a newer one for me, so this is kind of like the random pick for this live stream, just to give you guys some more stuff to be on your radar. It's the AEG TGE. Now, Aether Games, it's had quite a bit of hype. If you're into trading card games, I'm personally not into trading card games, so I'm likely not going to get into this because I just don't understand the industry. But if you're into TCGs, then this one's for you. They have a pretty big empire, tons of different talent from all kinds of games, and a lot of hype. So this is likely going to come out to be a pretty good TGE when that happens. And the next thing we want to talk about is Meta XE nodes. Now, these ones have been very spicy with the market. Some people are like, oh, but this is absolutely insane. You know, these things are, what is this? If I refresh this page, the average node is $4,095. It's absolutely crazy. And then other people are like, well, you're getting on a crypto gaming node before it's even launched. We don't really understand the FTV, how that's going to end up processing. So maybe this ends up being a great play. Maybe it doesn't end up being a great play. Either way, I'm going to be putting it on your radar as I have always. I am on a warpath to continue to accumulate more crypto gaming nodes. I have ended up grabbing Meta XE nodes. I asked the team for a promo code. They gave pretty much every influencer a promo code. If you put the promo code JM, if you're going to be grabbing these, do your own research on it, please. Then you get 5% off on them, and you get to support me. I get 5% as well. So we'll see how this one ends up going. Obviously, it's still very early on to really say whether or not it's worth it or not. But if you're going to be grabbing it now, then of course you get the mythical rarity and you get the benefits therein. And so, with all of this being said, what is my take on becoming a millionaire strategy in the crypto gaming space? Is it clickbait that all these projects are going to just be complete rugs? I think one of these is going to be a 100xer. I took the deal on Mavia. I think this one's going to be a banger. I think Pixelmon's going to be a banger. I think that Mixmob is also going to be a sleeper banger. People are not going to expect this one to come out of the woodworks and absolutely moon. Where do you think Godzilla? Oh, I know about Godzilla. Okay, let me take a sip of coffee for this one. Okay. So, I have spoken to the people that are doing marketing for Godzilla. Okay, and I've done meetings with these people. And let me tell you, that this game is going to likely be one of, if not the biggest launch for crypto gaming this year. Just straight up, it is going to be a massive deal for the industry. When this project goes ahead and does what it does. I don't know what the public information is on it, so I'm not going to go crazy on it. You know, it is what it is. I can't give you all the info on it. It is a big deal. There's a lot of hype on Off the Grid. It's all I have to say here. And so I am really excited for what comes from Off the Grid when the time comes. And everything therein. People have been hyping up all kinds of different stuff. I can't say too much about it, but I am very hyped to see what comes from Gunzilla. That's as simple as that. Simple as that. Supposed to be a replica? Well, if it's a replica, then I guess it's one of those little copies. But if you're not the real thing, you're not the real thing. That's the problem. If you're not the real thing, you just ain't. You ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it. And so if I had to choose between tokens, NFTs, launches, allocations, I would always choose, you know, getting into these crypto gaming plays early rather than later. You don't want to be caught holding it. I do think that 90% of crypto gaming tokens are going to fail. It's simple as that. So I'm sure that out of this list that I showed you today, one of these projects will end up dying. I don't know which project it's going to be. I don't know when it's going to happen, but the likelihood of a crypto gaming project failing in these current market conditions is very high. You know, if you look at our, portfolio from back in November on the top 10 crypto gaming gems, it did pretty damn well. We're up 167% on some of these plays that are a little bit longer term. But some of these plays aren't even up a lot. Like Gala's up 12%. If we look at our portfolio from December, I mean, this one's tanking. This token Ari is down 42%. And it's not the only one. Playable's down 40%. Shrapnel's down 40%. Star Alice is down 40%. A ton of tokens are down 40%. So this is that time where you're either getting into these new tokens like Mixmob, etc., where it has a lot of fresh hype or, anything therein, or you're probably just waiting out this market and dollar cost averaging. That's the reality of this all, where if you DCA'd into all 10 of these plays, the likelihood of all of these plays, the majority of these plays being profitable, is not very high. Most of these plays will be in the negative. But if you can get lucky, and then you can get maybe a token like Ronin, for example, that is up 33% in the same time that Illumia is down 43%, then you're going to be looking really pretty. You're going to be doing very well. And so it's all about getting into enough plays to diversify yourself into an industry that is likely going to have a lot of volatility, especially, that's why we get into these nodes and things like that, because we want to make sure that while we do have exposure to other crypto gaming plays, that inevitably, if we get into enough of these studios, I'm sure some of them will fail. We will have kind of that backdrop where even if all these different crypto gaming tokens fail, these studios will likely do pretty damn well. Like Myria is a great example of this. I remember when Myria came out, everybody and their mother was saying that this was a scam. Just straight up, they were saying that Myria was a complete fraud scam, that it was never going to go anywhere, that the team is anonymous. This is the most garbage piece of, whatever, blah, 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 curse word project in the world. No volume. Everybody that bought it got rugged. How dare you do it? And then all of a sudden, Myria started going back up. And then Myria kept going up. And it kept going up. And then it 10x. And then it 15x. And then it kept going. And now I had a correction. But trust me, people are not seeing Myria in the same way that they were seeing it earlier in 2023. I got into Myria back in 2022 when they were doing their node sales initially. I think it was like the private sale or something like that. And before you go, oh, you must have gotten a much better price on the private sale. For the price Ethereum was at, it translated to the price of nodes on the launch of Myria. I paid the same exact price. Identical pricing as had you just bought a node on the launch of Myria. So pretty much been holding throughout this entire thing. Felt like an idiot for a lot of it, but we held the tokens. And when this thing ended up mooning, these tokens that were worth like $1,000 ended up being worth $10,000. So you seem like an idiot until you don't seem like an idiot. And then you're a genius. And once you're a genius, other people are too late. It's just how it works. Ronin is a great example of this, where we talked about Ron a long time ago. I mean, Ron is on our top 10 crypto gaming tokens portfolio. It's been on there for a long time. This token, we are up, and I'm still holding this position, by the way. This is a fun fact. Let me give you guys the play here. I recently bought a Genkai. These are Cyberkong's Genkais, and these, they have a floor price of 109 Ronin tokens or $283. And if you guys think I'm trash at trading, which I understand if you do, I've got something to show you. If I can actually show you this. Offers. Okay, here it is. I bought this Genkai yesterday. Okay, and this is a top 25% rarity Genkai. I bought it at 65 Ronin. The price of these little Genkais has almost doubled in 24 hours. So it's all about finding these trends and being in them early. Because if I went to tell you, Cyberkong's Genkai are the best plays in the entire crypto gaming markets, you need to get them right now, it wouldn't make sense. Because my opinion on a Genkai, when it's at 65 Ronin, is much different from a Genkai at 109. It's just a drastic difference in price. So you should not compare, my due diligence on projects right when they come out versus then. People thought Genkais were dead. I mean, I was talking to a bunch of Axie holders and a bunch of people within the Ronin network, a couple days ago, and they were all telling me that Genkais are terrible. They're flooring their Genkais. This is stupid. Makes no sense. But whenever I hear that, to me, it just sounds like opportunity. I mean, these have doubled, clearly shows that when other people are fearful, when other people think these things are ridiculous, then maybe it's time to look into it. And the same thing happened with Myria. The same thing happened with Playable for us. We got into Playable at a 5 million market cap. It's had a pretty damn big correction, let's be honest, but it's still up a lot. It's up 5 to 6x. We have these crypto gaming nodes that are just chilling right now. They're incredible. So the takeaway here is that just because other people don't agree with your due diligence on things does not mean you shouldn't grab them. You should be doing your own DD on things. You should be doing your own assumptions on things. There are some crypto gaming projects I think are trash. I don't like trading card games, for example. I just don't invest into them because I just don't like the genre. Don't understand it that well. And so there are some people that will make insane gains off of some trading card game tokens. And I respect that. Everybody has their own niche. What do I think Godzilla will do? I think Godzilla will do this thing. I think it's going to do a rocket mission. G-Swift, where do I think it's going to launch? I don't know if it's going to launch on G-Swift. I'm not sure. The answer for that is I don't know. Why would Godzilla launch on a $31 million market cap token, though? I feel like Godzilla's too large to launch on something like that. But I do like G-Swift. We actually recently made a thread on an airdrop campaign, which if you haven't checked it out, this was sponsored, by the way, but I still think that there's not much you can lose from looking at it. I will go ahead and cover it anyway. So my take on their new game, which is called Star Heroes, is that you shouldn't go ahead and miss it. There is actually a play to airdrop happening. Star Heroes has confirmed an airdrop. 1% of the total supply will be distributed. It's not a big a part of the supply, but it's literally free for playing the game. You need to join the Space Elite 2.0 program to earn it, and Staple 1 is live right now. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, just go on at starheroes_game. Do your own research on this one. They are actually a subsidiary, and GameSwift is very juicy, and they're using the same exact launchpad GameSwift used to do a 42x. So if you're into play to airdrop, this is another great play to airdrop play. You don't have to spend money on this. You just have to play the game. G-Swift knows how to get. I'm not sure. How did the Meta XC node sale go? It's, let's see. Let's refresh the page. So they've sold almost 100 nodes. It's actually not a lot. If you do the math, though, 400 nodes times 100, I think they've raised like $400,000 or something like that. So it's not a crazy amount that they've raised. I think that, I remember seeing some figures. It was like $5 to $8 million or something like that total raised. It's kind of slow right now. There are a couple threads that are being a little bit like doubting of the team, if we're trying to be fair here. So we're going to have to wait and see. I think this is like a Myria play where initially people aren't going to believe in it. But if the project does end up managing to execute, then there's going to be a sudden rush of interest, and then everybody's going to go moon boy mode on it. It's going to be like Myria is what I'm thinking is going to happen, or what I'm gambling on, because I have Meta Exceed nodes that I've gone ahead and grabbed. So we'll have to wait and see on it. The TGE, I don't have any data on the TGE, so I'm not certain on when that's going to happen. But I do, after these Meta Exceed nodes, as of today, we've officially crossed the 100K mark on nodes. after getting 100K, I'm probably going to slow down in terms of the amount of crypto gaming nodes that I end up grabbing. I'm sure there's going to be more node sales, and I'm always going to cover the node sales, even if they're good or bad, right? Because we are a channel that is predicated on crypto gaming nodes. So we'll continue to cover crypto gaming nodes, good or bad. And the goal by the end of this year is to just double that amount. You know, in the past 4 months, I've been doing some very aggressive accumulation of crypto gaming nodes. I kind of want to slow down just a little bit, just so I can get some more exposure into different projects. I've been doing a lot more advisory. You know, I've closed a couple deals for advisory. You know, we're getting into rounds, some angel rounds as well. I'm exploring a lot of these newer projects to see what they end up doing. If you missed Gala, if you missed Ronin, if you missed all these plays from back in the day, you're probably going to be better off with these newer crypto gaming tokens. But there's always the risk that the crypto gaming play doesn't work out. So it's really all about your risk tolerance for it all. You've seen the Lit Lab white paper? Oh, yeah. I actually covered Lit Lab on our tier list for crypto gaming plays a bit ago. If I can find this one. No, that's Pixels. We're almost there. I do too much content. I think it's here. Okay, here it is. Yeah, I put them at the 75x. So I think you'll be happy with this rating. Yeah, this is Lit Lab right here. Boop, 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 boop. I like Cyber Titans. I think Cyber Titans is a good game. So we'll see where that one ends up going. But I am bullish on them. I have a small bag on them. I don't have like a big bag at all. But I do have exposure to a lot of these little crypto gaming tokens, just not a lot of that exposure. The reason why is that I cover so many crypto gaming tokens that it's kind of impossible for me not to have a lot of bags. The average person should not have more than 10 bags, is what I would say. You shouldn't have more than 10 tokens. But I'm like a degen, so I have 30 tokens. I know I told myself I wouldn't do this, but there's too many plays coming out, and there's too much research I'm doing for me not to get into these things. But I am bullish on Lit Lab. I like what they're doing. I think that this is undervalued, and we'll see where that ends up going. I could be wrong. I could be right. This thing has had a correction from the 5-cent mark, and we shall see. We shall see. How much are nodes right now? On MetaXE, the nodes are expensive. They're at 4,098. But if you put my code, which is JM, which they offer to content creators, and you apply it, then the price right now is 3,893. So it's expensive. It is very expensive. But the distribution, they're doing 35% of the entire token just going straight to people that own these, as well as I don't think we're going to need to run the nodes for quite some time as the launch happens. Eventually, you will have to run it, you know, as these become more profitable, hopefully. So we'll have to see on the ROI of these. I've done similar comparisons before. One of them that I've done that hasn't worked out so well is SONUS. So we covered SONUS quite a bit on the channel. And I still like SONUS. I still think SONUS is going to do well, like humbly. I think that nodes are overvalued right now. I wouldn't tell people to buy nodes at this point. If you were going to buy nodes, it was probably when I made my video and they were worth $600. I think now they're at like $900 or something like that per node. So I think the time to buy was probably at that $600 mark near the TGE, accumulating during this entire downtrend. But this is one of those tokens that they launch, have a huge correction, they bleed for a long time because as node holders just end up dumping and dumping and dumping. Not a good thing for price action. But then you have that Myria moment where they end up doing something that's important, like, you know, their Binance connections, etc. They're on the Binance Smart Chain, and then they get a bunch of hype, and then this ends up coming back to where it was before on launch, and then everybody gets their ROI, Moon Boys are going crazy. That's what typically happens with these node ecosystems. They go crazy for a little bit, and then they just have a stroke for like a while, then they come back, and then everybody hits ROI. You don't need to have crazy crypto gaming gains on tokens if you have nodes. Is it off the grid supposed to come to console? I think it's supposed to come to a lot of things, you know? So, yeah, off the grid, it's going to be hype. I'm prepared. I am prepared for this moment. Look at this. Yeah, I've done a sin. I am officially converted into a pseudo console player. I connect this to my computer, okay? So, don't get too excited. But I have been getting into using this little PS5 controllers. I've been playing a game. It's called It Takes Two. If you have a significant other, if you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, I would heavily recommend that you check out It Takes Two. It's on Steam. It's like $30, and you will have a lot of fun playing it. So that's what I've been doing with my console lately, and I would heavily recommend anyone that has a significant other to play that game because that game is awesome. It's awesome. And I played the heck out of it. We played like 20 hours straight worth of that thing. So very sleeper, very sleeper. And so that's essentially going to be it in terms of TGEs. There are a couple other ones that are coming as well. I'm not too on the radar for what they are. There are a couple like private sales that are happening right now within the VC realms, right? The VC angel investing realms that will come to light in the coming weeks and months. There's a lot of crypto gaming tokens that are going to be coming out. So it's not like there's going to be a shortage anytime soon. I would say that now is the time to be looking into these things. While the market, it is picking back up, but it's not to the point where you've missed it. You know, you haven't missed the wave just yet. Bitcoin is running. I'll tell you why Bitcoin is running. It might actually be here. Where's the Google news? Give me the Google news. Okay, I'll look up the Google news. Google Bitcoin. Did I look at T-Poke Studio? I think you misspelled that. Or I haven't looked at it. So here it is. New Google crypto policy to allow cryptocurrency coin trust ads from today. The search engine giant is expected to update its policy on advertising for certain crypto products on Monday. Google first banned crypto ads back in 2018 before opening to wallets and exchange providers in 2021. Isn't that a funny little thing? In 2021, peak bull market, they ended up opening it back up. Crypto Twitter has been awash with speculation that the move could encompass the newly listed US Bitcoin spot ETFs. And that's why the markets are running right now. Because a lot of people are thinking that Google is going ahead and allowing ads. And maybe you don't believe it. Maybe you think that this is another one of those little news events. Well, Franklin Templeton here has spot Bitcoin ETF ads right now. And you could look up spot Bitcoin ETFs. I think my ad block might, yeah, it just totally ripped it off. But yeah, there's a lot of speculation on that, and there's a lot of hype surrounding it in regards to Bitcoin running right now. You're going to see altcoins begin to run. I think that Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin for the rest of this cycle. Ethereum is also probably going to get outperformed by the likes of Solana. I think Solana is a mega giant, as well as Avalanche. Avalanche and Solana are my two big bull plays for top crypto gaming ecosystems, as well as top chains in general in the entire markets, right? Sol's number 5, Avalanche is number 9. I'm very excited for both of these chains. I've covered them extensively. We've had, you know, the founder of Avalanche's gaming department as well. So very excited for that one. Where can I buy the Mavia token, says Jamie. Most major exchanges are probably going to have it when it comes out. It's not launched yet, though. So this one's going to be coming out February 6th. So I would suspect that you're probably going to see it on, you know, like Bybit and MEXC and, I don't know, like L-Bank, all these different little crypto exchanges you're going to see it on. They're, of course, going to launch this as the time comes. The way that token launches work, if you didn't know, is that they can't actually tell you where it's going to launch until the crypto exchanges tell you. So if Mavia went ahead and just started saying everywhere that they're going to be launching in, then they would legally be breaking their contract and they might actually not get that listing. So you have to wait until the crypto exchanges announce the listings before this is possible. And the reason that I know that, by the way, is because there was this like meme coin back in the day that said they were getting a Binance listing. People were so hyped for it, but they announced it before Binance said it. And so they didn't end up getting that listing as a result. So it's very important to keep in mind that these tokens will never tell you where they're launching before they launch unless the crypto exchange tells you, which typically speaking, they're going to tell you the day before launch or maybe like 2 or 3 days max before launch. But yeah, February 6th is going to be the Mavia token launch date. And I am excited for it. Full send. Full send, Mavia. Go ahead and get that tweet out there, right? But yeah, I'm very hyped for that one. But yeah, so we're getting some really good Bitcoin news. I'm very hyped for it. I think that crypto gaming plays are going to begin to recover here. We're seeing a couple crypto gaming plays now entering the top 100. Gala's at 93, actually about to exit the top 100. And then we've got plays like Ronin, which are currently at number 86. I know that there's one nearby. There's Remix, Decentraland. You know, there's Beam over here, Axie Infinity, Sandbox. Maybe we go a bit down. And that's kind of it, I think. But there are a lot of crypto gaming plays that are hitting the top 100, which is really interesting. Really interesting. It seems like gaming in general is just going to be a massive narrative this cycle. If not the biggest narrative, you know, besides AI. It's AI, crypto gaming, both massive, massive niches, and going to be super hype. What about Creo? I think Creo's been having a comeback, right? Last I checked, it was having a comeback. Yeah, it's up 25% today. I don't understand this hype, if I'm honest with you. The last time I checked it, it was here and it was dying and, you know, there was nothing to be hyped about. But then all of a sudden this happened and it's randomly mooning. I think I'm missing something. I probably am. I'm sure I am. So there's definitely something more here, but I haven't done my due diligence on this. So I have no formulated opinion on a Creo engine. But apparently it's mooning, so it is what it is, right? What do I think of Ape Terminal as a launchpad? That is a good question. So, disclosure, when I got into Inspect, which is this one right here, I got into it from what was Dowmaker is now Ape Terminal. I got into the Inspect sale through Ape Terminal. So, you know, my opinion on, you know, Ape Terminal is that I'm very happy as an investor. The likelihood of you winning one of these days is a lot lower. The Satoshi VM news, not good. It really is not good. And my perspective on whether or not I'm going to be entering more plays from Ape Terminal, it's 50-50. I don't know how to feel about it. I think I'm going to wait until more plays come out and see how they end up going, and then I will explore entering Ape Terminal again. It's a big trust hit, of course, no matter the way that you spin it. So we'll see where that ends up going. I don't know if they're a scam or not. It seems like some very bad things have happened, right? In regards to development members going out there and being malicious. And then apparently the Ape Terminal team is anonymous, so we can't really blame anyone. But if they perform, if they do what they need to do in the future, then I don't see a problem. A lot of crypto gaming projects are shady. And a lot of just crypto projects in general are very shady. So as long as I'm making money off of them, I think it's perfectly fine. I do have, you know, some investments that I've put on for some allocations on Inspect right. Sorry, not on Inspect, on Ape Terminal right now. We'll see how that goes. Maybe I get rugged, but even if I get rugged, I am happy with the gains that I've gotten. So it kind of is what it is. I would say if people are looking at Ape Terminal right now, that I would wait at least a couple more tokens before I were to trust Ape Terminal once again. But if they do things right, then I don't see a problem. Is a playable node still worth it? I think that they're not. I think right now, you'd be better off buying the token. If you're going to be doing it, buying the token is the wave. Because the risk to reward at this price is not very good. At all-time highs, when it was over here, then I do think it was actually pretty damn good ROI. The ROI has kind of extended itself. Remember, we got these nodes at $2,000. You're paying like $6,000 for them. I would wait. I would either get into some of these newer crypto gaming node plays, which this one, you know, I don't know. But there's plenty of cheaper ones. There's plenty of crypto gaming node plays in general that are going to be coming out. I don't feel a rush to get into more node plays. I think we have, oh my God, what do we have? 8 of these nodes? Yeah, we have 8 nodes. And then the floor price is what? 6,400, 8 times 6,400. Yeah, we have 50 grand worth of these nodes. So, you know, I'm already positioned. I ain't buying anymore. I am not buying anymore. But, you know, playable games is cool. I think their token's going to do well. Family run team doing their little thing. I don't think this project is going to hit like $10 billion or anything, but I do think this is it's a solid project, and they have a lot of Gala OGs on there. So I'm never going to talk bad about playable at all. I just think that in relation to the price, you'd probably be better off with the token rather than the nodes. After GMEE was compromised, was it? I mean, if it's compromised, I don't know. That looks bad. That looks really bad. So I don't know. I don't own any GMEE, so I don't have any opinions on this token. The Arcade of Blockchain, and they have good backing, it seems. I've heard a lot about this token in the past from people just hitting me up about it. I don't know why I never actually ended up going through with doing research on this, but I have heard of this a lot from back in the day. I think it was like a month ago or something like that, which makes sense. It correlates when this was hitting all-time highs. But yeah, I don't have any opinions on this. I guess the take would be question mark, maybe. Would I still stick with it? If I was holding the token right now, I probably would have taken profit already. Because this token, it was dead for God knows how long, and then it had a bit of a run-up. When it has these run-ups, you want to take profit every time. When Myria had its initial run-up, I instantly sold all of my Myria. Like, I was holding for 6 months when this thing was dead and doing nothing. The second this hit like around here-ish, I took profit on like half of my Myria, and then I took profit on the other half. Not here. I think it was here. No. There it was at the 9s right here. And then, you know, the chart kept running up, blah, blah, blah. You want to sell into pumps. You don't want to sell into when it's falling, because it's a lot harder to, first off, sell at those tokens because of slippage, but it's also a lot more unpredictable. I just like selling into pumps. It makes me a lot more comfortable. That's why you see me selling into those pumps. And then I was aggressively selling up here. And then now I've been holding tokens for around a month now. And so I'm just kind of chilling here, seeing what happens. I do think we're going to go past all-time highs. I don't think that's a question for me. Myria is a project. It's stood the test of time. It's strong. It's launching games pretty soon. So I'm going to keep my Myria tokens, see where that goes. I'm pretty sure it'll hit over all-time highs. So we'll see where that ends up going. And so that's going to be pretty much the stream. You know, we've been going for 45 minutes. And thank you all for joining. If you guys haven't already checked out our newsletter for crypto gaming, please do so. It's in the link in the description, rewind.beehive.com/subscribe. We've gone ahead, done our first issue. We're doing them every single Friday. I'm thinking at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We might actually tone it back to 9 in the morning Eastern time, right before the stock market opens. You know, there's more crypto volatility around that time. But tons of tokens, tons of alpha that you could have gotten. And you gotta get in tune with it. Put your email on there. Now, like always, I'm going to go ahead, head out here until tomorrow. I'm excited. Tomorrow we're going to have Hustlepedia, so that's going to be awesome from Crypto Banter. So we're going to be rating some tokens probably, is all I got to say. You're going to want to be there for some alpha. Till the next time, stay classy.